And we'll start that right now. Honestly, folks, the mysteries of success are a rather simplified thing. And there's been many writings upon it, and there's been many times outlooks upon the true mystery of success. Now, probably one of the best known international people that dealt with the laws of success and spiritual laws of success, because trust me, success is a combination of the spirit, the mind, and the body reaching a happy medium and utilizing its universe and the universal inside of them to come into flow to reach an objective of peace, love, and happiness within the environment you're in. So the spiritual side, I think, was probably best stated by Deepak Chopra. And his first spiritual law was the law of pure, and forgive me, this is a long old word, potentiality. I like to get it drawn out. The law of pure potentiality. Well, now you ask me, what is that? Keep in mind that the source of all creation, as Deepak says, is pure consciousness. And pure potentiality is like seeking expression from a thought or dream, the unmanifested thing, and bringing it to its manifestation. So that is basically the first law. And realize this, it holds in place with the 7 words that I taught, which are life changing, and that is I am what I am now becoming. The spiritual law of pure potentiality and I am what I'm now becoming walk hand in hand. And what they're really doing is, when we realize our true self, is that we are one of pure potentiality. We align with the power that manifests everything in the world around us, in the whole universe. That's when we come into our power. When we can internalize and have a pure consciousness of the unmanifested dream or ideal or goal that we would like, and we're seeking to acquire or express, and we bring it to manifestation, that's when we start to realize our true self. Deepak went on to say that the law of giving was a spiritual law of success, and it was rated very high, like number 2 or 3. And he stated that the universe operates through dynamic exchange. Giving and receiving are different aspects of the flow of energy in the universe. And that relates with the fact of how would the person I want to become do the things I am about to do. So giving and receiving are different aspects of that flow of energy that is surrounds us and is within us. When we're willing to give that which we seek, then we allow the world around us to be abundant and circulate in our lives. So when we ask ourselves the question, how would the person I want to become do the things I'm about to do? We are showing our willingness to give that which we seek, to receive in such a way that that which we put forth comes back to us, which leads us to the third law. Chopra said that the law of karma, which is also known as the law of cause and effect, that every action, no matter what that action is, generates a force of energy that returns to us in like kind. What we sow, in other words, from a cowboy's sense of view, is what we're going to reap. So if we stop and think about how that infects our system to have negativity passed out, or a thought that we generate that is not productive, and it passes out, then we should expect nothing less than that to return, and most often 10 times worse, because it went out and collected 10 more negative thoughts and brought them back to us. So when we stop and think about our pure potential, the inner self, the ability for us to give and receive, and how that affects the flow of life around us, and the law of cause and effect, and that everything we put forward is going to come back, then we need to realize that everything we think is a thought generated that is never ending on a universal tide. So the more positive the thoughts generated, the greater the tide of positivity, the easier we receive them back in their purest form 10 times stronger, because our universe generates back to us what we put forth. To break it down a little further into a layman term, if you go around each day and you find negative thoughts about your job or your life or a relationship or a person, even your car. God, I hate that car. I wish I could get rid of it, but I can't afford another one. There's 3 negative thoughts all in that statement. We must be careful of the words and thoughts we think and utter, because we're putting them into the plane of our universe, and a thought carries on until it reaches back to us. Remember that. It will always come back to us in some form. Now, DuPont went on and he said that there was also a law of least effort. And I thought about that. And it really made a lot of sense to me that nature's intelligence functions with an effortless ease. In other words, it continues to flow. It's carefree, it's harmonic, and I guess in its purest form, it's all love of one form or another. So when we can harness the forces of harmony and joy and love, is when we can turn around and create success and good fortune with an effortless ease. You see, if we're the masters of nature's intelligence, if we are who we are now becoming, each of our genes that is within us has all of the keys to success. Genetically, we are created with everything we need to be a success. As we spoke last week about behavior and the facets of each letter, and how our behavior and our ideals and our attitudes and the different variations of our behavior affect us and how they affect others. Equally as well, we are the masters of our universe. Each of us fits within the whole, but yet we have the individuality to create our place and how would I want to say it? I would say we have the reality to create our place in the universe and to seamlessly flow with the forces of harmony and joy. When we do that, guess what? We can create success and good fortune with an effortless. It becomes effortless. It becomes an effortless ease as we create the law of least effort. A key law that he taught, and I remember from it, was the law of intention and desire, which to me deals with persistence and positive attitude and passion, and in its own respect, inherent in every intention and desire is the mechanics for its fulfillment. So in other words, as he spoke, intention and desire in the field of pure potentiality have an infinite organizing power. And I thought about that and I thought, that makes all the sense in the world. Inherent in every intention and desire is the mechanics or the abilities to bring that to fulfillment. If you intend to do something and you desire it strongly enough, then you have all of the mechanics by having the potential already existent in you, being able to receive that message from your genes through your cause and effect of giving and receiving. Do it by the least amount of effort so it's carefree and it harmonizes in total contrast to what you are trying to achieve as a dream or a goal. That the law of intention and desire, everything is there for you already. So as we look into it, we also have to realize that Deepak taught some other things that were very prolific as well. And these are spiritual in nature, and they really do fall in line with everything that we are. He taught the law of detachment. And he said that in detachment lies the wisdom of uncertainty. And in the wisdom of uncertainty lies freedom from our past, from the unknown, which is the prison of the past conditioning. Now, what that really meant was when you detach your mind from the worries of yesterday, when you allow those negative things to be purged from your system, and you really start to realize your inner self, that you are detaching the wisdom of uncertainty. You see, what holds you back from success is not trying, being uncertain about the ability to succeed, being uncertain about you or whatever the object that you have. And when you can release any kind of negativity that's associated with that, it creates a freedom from that past so that your mind clears. It creates a freedom from the future, from the unknown, which you don't know yet, so that your mind is clear and focused in that day. You see, the prison of the past conditioning says we are creatures of habit. So what we find is that being creatures of habit, we're always relying on the memories back here. We're always relying on things that we have already experienced, but yet we haven't ever achieved what we want as true success. Think about that. You wouldn't be here if you had achieved all of the things I'm talking about tonight and were a true success. You would be leading someone or living or doing with that personal freedom, that joy and that love. We're doing something else. But as we interact together, you and I, and as we learn from each other, that freeing our minds of the past leaves us free in the present to reach out towards our goal in a more direct manner. You know, he spoke about the law of purpose in life. I believe he called it Dharma. I believe that's what it was, the law of Dharma, or the law of purpose in life. Everyone has a purpose in life. Everyone has a unique gift or a special talent to give to others. I told you that repeatedly in all of the seminars, that you are unique to the world, that you have a purpose in life, you have a unique gift and many talents, special talents. And of those gifts and talents, you have the ability to share them with others. And by doing that, it not only strengthens your purpose in life, it also enhances the lives of those people you share with, creating a mindset for them of positive influence, pushing out their negative, and yet reaffirming to oneself their true purpose in life. You know, when we blend the unique talent with service to others, like you see me do, we experience a lot of happiness and exaltation of our own spirit. I think the way that he said it was, we experience ecstasy and exaltation of our own spirit, which, if you really stop and think about it, folks, is the ultimate goal of all goals. To experience ecstasy and exaltation of our own spirit. You see, as our spirit exalts itself, as our ecstasy, joy, or joy if you prefer, high joy in it, the ecstatic feeling that we get from it, the positive flow of it. As we enjoy those things, it creates self-confidence. It gives us purpose in life. It guides us down a pathway by focusing on the potential that we have, how to give and to receive and create a dynamic environment. It teaches us the cause and effect of reaching our goals. It will absolutely be in line with the law of least effort, which is nature's intelligence, it functioning, in a carefree, it'll be harmonious, I guess is the easiest way to say that, and carefree. It, in doing those things, the mechanics are already inside of you. If you would, I ask you to think tonight about this thought. If I said to each of you, I would give you a brand new Ferrari, I'm sure everybody would say, I'll take it. But if you got it, and it was all brand new, and it came to you in a crate with each piece marked, would you put it together? If A went with B with C, would you think less of me than if I did that? When you ask yourself that question, your nature will show you yourself. Because you'll either be hanging on to the past and that uncertainty, and you'll say, oh no, I'd want the whole car and I'd want it ready to drive. Or you'll say, what a gift I've been given, and let me begin now to assemble this joyous thing that I've always desired. You see, how we approach our purpose in life depends upon how we program our subconscious and conscious mind to interact together. You see, I would like to say, let us assume that my hands are your mind, and this is a side view. And if you ever notice the human brain in any anatomical picture, it has a center section here and lobes, 4 lobes. If you would, I would say to you, I would want you, actually there's more lobes than that, but we're going to use just those 4. I would say to you this: the ears are your center line, the eyes are your forward and backward line in your brain. Thoughts come into your ears, and they're either ready to go forward or they're ready to be filed away. Lyle and I talked a little bit about the fact that no matter how good you are, you can only process one thought at a time. It's been proven. Now, some people are speedier, but there are no true multitaskers in the world because each thought processes individually. Now, they may have speed and their mind might be quick, but they're still only processing one thought. Though they may process thousands of thoughts in a second, they can only process one at a time. So, a thought comes into our brain, into this section, and it runs in. 1, the subconscious mind reacts and says, this is a thought I need to grab. It grabs it and it holds it. And the conscious mind reads that scale and knows whether it needs to grab that thought and use it now, or whether to tell the subconscious mind, file that away. And the subconscious mind just files it. It doesn't declare it right or wrong. It doesn't declare it truth or false. It just files it away. At the appropriate time, the positive mind or the mind, the conscious mind needs it, it goes and grabs it. Only the conscious mind dictates the truth or a lie. Only the conscious mind dictates forward or backward action of that thought, or good or bad. So dealing with the 7 laws and I'll run them through again. It was the law of potentiality, the law of giving, the law of cause and effect, the law of least effort, the law of intention and desire, and the law of detachment, and the law of your purpose in life and how they relate to us. You know, we come to SFI, and I thought about the mysteries of success. And I thought about how I wanted to present to you tonight the differences of that mystery and why some people do it and some people don't. Why some people achieve massive success and others might realize a small success but never obtain their full potential. You see, I know that you've heard it repeatedly, and if you haven't, I'm going to give it to you, and you will hear it repeatedly, that we all have 24 hours in a day. That each of us is given that amount of time and space in the universe, 24 hours in one day. Yesterday doesn't matter, and tomorrow is not promised. You have a window of 24 hours. Program your mind to think that way. I have 24 hours to live my life to the fullest, to be all I can be, to obtain all I ever wanted, and to reach the level of exaltation and ecstasy because the universe says I can. You need to learn to program yourself to do that. Look at life through a 24-hour window and a positive thought to put in your mind. If when you open your eyes in the morning, it is a creation of a new world, because your world is going to last 24 hours. Because tomorrow's not promised and yesterday's gone forever, then we want to realize that that new world is harmony. It is filled with the creation of us, and that our fullest potential gives us the power to manifest everything in it, to create it. And our world for this 24 hours is its own life, if you would, unique unto itself. People who are truly successful are very, very time conscious. They're always progressing in a way to reach the end of their dream in a very time conscious fashion. People who are less successful, I hate to use the word losers, because the only loser is the guy who quits. But the people who are less successful in life are the people who don't make as much use of that same 24 hours as the person who is focused on being exalted in his dream and success. Let us suppose that your dream is a 24-hour dream. Let us fantasize for a moment. Some of you may have even had this dream that you woke up and the world was brand new, and that it was laid before you, and that you were the caregiver of it, and that you could form that world any way you wanted. That you dreamt that it was so beautiful, and that it was everything that you had ever desired, because it was a world that was created out of you. Now I ask you this: would you give and receive to your own self? Would you reach your fullest potential with that world given to you? because it was you. Would you be willing to give and receive back and forth as you held your world in your hands? Would you be devastating to it, put negative into it, have huge, devastating, destructive things occur to it? This is your world, and it ends in 24 hours. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. How many times have you heard that? Many times. But today is truly the first day of your life. It's a day of enlightenment. It's a day of a new world in your hands. It's a day of potential. It's a day of giving and receiving, of harmony, of effortless joy. Life is meant to be lived. Life is supposed to be happy. You are supposed to be increased and be abundant because this is your world. This is your 24 hours. You are what you are now becoming. You are the substance of your universe that has been endowed by your Creator for joy, love, and harmony. You bring forth that which you believe. If your world has destruction or depression or disease or discord, all those nasty D's, then it's leading to a world of death. Death of your spirit, death of your fullest potential, death of the ability to receive and give and to tap the flow of this beautiful world in your hands and energize the universe in which you hold. The cause and effect of all those negatives that you hold in your hand is the death of your, and actually your karma, if you would, or your cause and effect of that which you had internalized is placed into your hands. Let me ask each of you to think of this. If in your hands tonight your life could be laid, how much of it would you not want to see? If you can answer that for yourself, and you're the only one who can, then let me ask you, how much of it has held you back from reaching the true success that you desire and want? Or is that success that you desire and want a figment of your imagination that has allowed this world here to become a crutch to allow you to fail? All the negatives that you feel, all the hate, pain, destruction that you see or even perpetrate in some cases, whether it be spiritual, mental, or physical. We are our own creator of our universe that surrounds us and is internalized within us. If you want better things in life, then give better things to those around you, and surely the universe will be consistent, because it's your universe, to feed that back to you in a positive way. If you want to be carefree, then help someone else by creating a harmony between you in your life, one filled with a heart full of love to see the other person succeed, that leads to both of you having more time to be carefree and enjoy that beautiful universe before you in that 24-hour period. If God spoke, or your creator, whatever you deem him to be today, and said to you, you have 24 hours and you can enjoy every minute and second of that 24 hours. And this is your last 24. How much enjoyment, laughter, and everything would you find inside of you? You know, I know that sounds very aggressive. I know that it sounds very forward, but life is very aggressive and very forward. Life, in the realm of human thought, is nothing more than a time in the universe of 24 hours and the time that you are in now. You live in the now. Now, you may be looking back at yesterday, but guess what? If you're looking back, how can you be going forward? And you only got 24 hours. This will become history. That becomes a mystery, and you are in the now. So, I believe it holds true then. If we want something different, then we have to do something different. Lest we do, our tomorrow that's not here yet will be the same as our yesterday, which we can never recover, and we will never live in the now. Think of that. It's so simple that the flow of our universe and time and the harmony around that we create is all a byproduct of all of the gifts and our inner self. When I taught you to go to your mirror, I wanted you to see a reflective image of like what I was talking about, having your world in your hands, of you. You see, the image that reflects back to us in a mirror is the true you. And when you look into your eyes in that image, you know the truth. But guess what? The image doesn't tell all, does it? So if we want to be different, we want to reach success, I would say that our best bet is what? Live for today as though there is no tomorrow. Forget about yesterday and store up for today all of the energy that will make tomorrow a more positive and successful environment and make it just a little more beautiful for you. You know, when you start out, that world that's in your hands may be very dark. It may have rips and tears and scars, and it may have just total devastation all over it and look like maybe a huge storm or fire took its beauty. But let me assure you that is not so. That is the image of your spirit speaking to you, stating that underneath all of that is the beauty of you. That you can and you will, if you have the passion and the desire to be better, you will be. I cannot do anything to change you. I can give you information as I see it, and that is the opinion of me. Hopefully enlightened by the opinion of many scholars before me that passed on information to myself that I use each day to grow, because it's a part of my system in my mind and it's a positive environment. No one is perfect. If you're seeking perfection, stop this moment, because it is unobtainable until your final destination. Seek each day to be excellent, simply meaning that what be ready to receive and give, be ready to harmonize with others, Be ready to smile and share. Do it with a genuine, effortless ease. Make it a routine, a habit to greet everyone you meet with a smile. In the most difficult of circumstances, a smile softens the environment. It is the joy and harmony of the universe that you're in. It is a force of energy that's unspoken, but that exudes towards the person receiving it in such a way as to touch that inner spirit without reaching out and holding on. A smile is unique in that it conveys all the words of what it is in just emotion. It actually takes less muscles to smile than it does to frown. That would stand to reason. Smiles are easier. They're carefree. They're energized. Frowns are turned upside down, so they are negative. They pull away. They are defeating. The image they project is one of loss. So when we talk about the mysteries of success, folks, it's not really such a mystery after all. If we come into tune with ourselves, our universe is just sitting there waiting for us to give us all of the things that we ask for. If we come into the joy of and create an environment for our spirit to show that joy, then the universe is there just waiting to send joy back to us. If we do just the opposite, we receive just the opposite. And only you are the master of your individual universe. Make no mistake, no person will die for you, and no person will answer to themselves the truth more than you. Never will happen. Because you know the truth about you when you see your image in that mirror. You and you alone and your creator are the only masters of that truth. Brighten your light. Let it shine. Allow yourself to see the beauty and glory of the success that you desire, you are entitled to, that you believe you want, that you are passionate about striving for, that you are positively set in your mind that it's the joy that it will bring, that it will give you the ability to help others, and it will help you to receive all that the world has to offer for you. I thought about a lot of things tonight as I came before you. And I'll say that I wanted to kind of talk about why some people win and some people lose. Winning is time management. It is positive in its nature. It is forward progress at all times. It is, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But by all means, no matter what you do, don't stop moving forward. You see, when we stop moving forward, what happens? Still water does what if it never moves? It stagnates. You show me a stagnated pond, and I'll show you a place that was never had movement. Still water stagnates. Still mindset stagnates. Be a product of learning. And I want to add something tonight to it. And this is kind of me. And I want you to really appreciate this statement. Have you ever thought about taking time to be silent? You know, in the Bible that I study, it says, "Be still and know that I am the Lord thy God." And I thought about that verse and I studied it in college, and I wanted to understand what that verse canonically really meant as was understood by the scholars that were before me. Be still and know that I am the Lord thy God. And so when I studied that, I finally was able to find that being still meant to be silent. You know, we're in a world that is a world. WHIRL, a world. Few times are we ever silent, or is there any silence around us? Even when we sleep, our ears are hearing the whirl of the world surrounding us. And so our minds are constantly absorbing that. But if you take, I do it every day. And I mean, I do this every day. The first 30 minutes of my day are spent in silence. No TV, no nothing. In meditation, silent meditation. The clearing of the mind, of the thoughts, of all things. It is tantamount, and it will drive you crazy when you first start doing it, to be totally silent, because your mind will think of everything in the world you need to say, or will put everything in a whirl in your mind wanting you to talk. But if you'll be silent for 30 minutes in meditation of oneself, just thoughtfulness, silent, not speaking, not listening to anything, in a silent, in your closet if you would. I don't mean, but in your own side, in your own world, in your own closet, be silent. What that does is it allows the unconscious and conscious mind to join together to release all of that whirl in your life. It allows you to clear the clutter. It allows you to push all of that out and allow the spirit to relax for that period, to not have to work, to not have to take in, but a purging, if you would, of all things. And stop and think about this. If you have a very restful night's sleep where you don't dream, that you hit the bed, you hit the pillow, and you wake up the next morning, during that time you were totally silent. So if you did that unconsciously in your sleep, and now you do it consciously in your day to begin your day and to end your day, I tell you what, try this. Before you go to bed tonight, whatever your ritual is, let the last let's say 15 minutes. Let your last 15 minutes of the end of this day for you be in silence. Let your spirit begin to feel that it can relax, that your mind can slow down, that it can turn off for the night. And then go to bed. Say your prayers, whatever it is your ritual is. Read your Bible. That's the things I enjoy doing before retiring because I go to bed with a positive mindset and I feel secure in the Word. That's what I do. That's not what everybody does, nor would I expect that it would be. Nor would I dictate that that's the only way. But take the last 15 minutes of your day today and be silent and meditate. Meditate on the beauty of the world around you, on the beauty of you being in control of that universe, because inside of you are all the blessings and tools, and it's in every gene of your body that you're a winner, that you can be successful if you desire to be. Let it be a moment to allow the mind to not think anything other than you're that silent roar of the universe, just the quietness, the stillness of it. Purge your mind and lay down to rest. Upon awakening, finish your clutter and start your day with 15 minutes of meditation. Take that time to start your day so that that day will be a full 24 hours of harmony with the world that you're creating from within, of freedom and joy, of positive input. It's kind of like defragging the hard drive on your computer. It allows the mind, when you're still and not processing any thoughts or doing anything, to put everything back in order that's in there and defrag so that it's easily accessible. Another of the mysteries of success. Stillness and the ability to enjoy that meditative time and focus on nothing, to allow the mind to renew itself and defrag from all of the fragments of information that it deals with every day. I promise you, it will be the best thing you've ever incurred and done. Follow the principles that I've given you and try this for 30 days. Work upon the things I taught you tonight and add the meditative side of that to it, the 15 minutes, or if you prefer 30 minutes. If 15 minutes isn't enough for your mind to stop, take 30 minutes meditation. Sit in a quiet room, a pleasant room, or play some harmonious music. And that doesn't mean acid rock. It means music. They use it a lot like music of nature, of the flow of the universe, of a stream flowing, of birds tweeting, of that kind of thing. The natural flow of the universe, of a scene, see a beautiful lake or whatever you deem true beauty, surrounded by mountains that are snow-capped with beautiful trees. In your mind, allow it to be still. You see, it's like throwing a pebble in the lake. Our mind has ripples from each thought that it comes in, and it just ripples out. If you throw a pebble in a very still piece of water, you'll see the ripples, and they'll ripple out. By meditating, we allow our mind to clear out, ripple out. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed your time with me tonight. I hope I've given you something that will guide you and help you to be a greater success and to realize your dreams. As I spend quality time with you and get to know each of you better, I would hope that my sharing with you will allow you to realize your hopes, your dreams, and your desires, and to become the true success that you choose to be. I'm Dr. David King. That is the mysteries of success. God bless you all, and good night.